Hello, and welcome to Famicast 147, your Famicast for the early part of April 2019. I'm your host, Danny Bivens, and today I'm joined by James Charlton.
Happy Easter! Yay!
It's Easter?
No one cares about Easter in Japan.
I was going to say, I didn't even know.
And studying Japanese, I really think so.
Right. And we're also joined by Ty Shugerts.
Fuck!
Yeah, we're live. Proper response.
I can say bad words, right?
It's totally fine. We're in Japan. There's no filter. You can say whatever you want.
Rated M for mature.
Right.
There it is.
Thank you.
This podcast is not suitable for a young audience.
Probably not, but
Take
you never
your kids
know.
out of the room.
Yeah, I felt we were overdue for a reminder about that.
Good job. Cyrus, unfortunately, cannot be with us today. James, what happened?
There was a discount on potato cakes.
God damn it!
And the whole family just had to go.
Yeah.
So
That's racist.
him and 120 members of his family went down to the local restaurant to get some.
The way she goes. It's the way she goes sometimes. All right, well, enough pussyfooting around. Let's just go ahead and kick off the show with some new business. And I'll go ahead and kick things off here to start off the show. I've been playing a lot of different things, but I'm going to mainly talk about two things, one not as much as the other. So if anybody follows me on Twitter, you probably have seen that I've been kind of dabbling in the recent Final Fantasies on the Nintendo Switch, that being Final Fantasy IX and Final Fantasy VII.
Old.
Actually, too. Yeah, extremely old. But, yeah, I recently, quote-unquote, beat Final Fantasy IX.
Was beat? How do you spelling beat? CHEAT?
Yeah, exactly. No, I can't be bothered, man. No, I mean, you get to a point, you're playing the game, and you're like, oh, wow, this is neat. I can turn off auto battles. Cool. And I can just grind whenever I want and level up. And you're like, and then you accidentally leave on the 9,999 thing. And you're like, wowee, I killed that boss in like one hit. Cool.
9999999.
Yeah, I mean, later in the game, it takes a little bit more than that. But, yeah, so I just started kind of really cruising through the game after that because I was like, you know what, screw it. And I just mainly wanted to kind of get to the story. I didn't want to spend a ton of time on it like that. It's still like 35 hours or something like that. So mileage will vary depending on how you play.
Right.
But, I mean, between that and Final Fantasy VII, I think the cool thing about those games is, yeah, they're classic games that you might have some good memories about, or it's something that you might have wanted to get back into back in the day, but maybe you just didn't have the patience for grinding or, anything like that. So I think this makes it good for people that are maybe older guys or gals that really kind of wanted to dig back into this stuff, and you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. You can play it as you want. If you want to play it the old way, you can. If you want to play it with all of the cheats turned on, you can. I mean, you could even like level your guys up to like level 99. I wasn't going that far,
Danny, you cheated not only the game, but yourself.
Yes.
You didn't grow. You didn't improve. If you took a shortcut, you gained nothing. You experienced a hollow victory. Mm-hmm. Nothing was risked. Nothing was gained. It's sad that you don't even know the difference. I
would say nothing was risked. Yeah, probably nothing gained either. But another game.
The hype new video game meme.
Yeah, it'll be dead like next week.
That's right.
Ride the high while you still can, boys.
That's right. The Famicast, always relevant.
Yes.
Right.
Well, another game I've been playing, it's something that right now there's a demo on the Japanese eShop that you can play, and this is Umihara Kawase Fresh. This game, it has been confirmed to be coming to the West, and what this is, it's like it's a platformer. James, did you play this, or did you see?
Well, if you remember, we talked about it on the TGS episode, and that kind of grumpy old Japanese guy was kind of like basically telling us to fuck off when I was asking for like any information about the game.
I'd say he was good. I could have like went to the studio and like got direct feed footage. I don't know what he said to you.
I have a way with people. Let's just say that.
He was getting trolled today.
Yeah.
He's seen those videos. He's had enough of this white guy shit.
No, but I mean, you know, with that demo, I there might be like parts of it that are in the demo that's out now. And so for anybody that doesn't remember or know anything about this series, it's a platforming game that has, you basically have this, what they call in the game a fishing pole, but it's essentially a grappling hook. And it's kind of like rubbery, and you can like bounce around and stuff on it. And you use that sometimes to get momentum to kind of bounce yourself up to other areas or across chasms, you know, stuff like that. But in that really quick, you know, 5-minute demo at TGS, it wasn't good. It just wasn't enough time to get the hang of the controls to really get moving in the game, you know.
What's that game? That famous NES game with the grappling hook. The name is escaping me.
Bionic Commando.
Bionic Commando. It's, if you're thinking, oh, it sounds like Bionic Commando, it's not. It's not as fun as that. But I think Bionic Commando on the NES has better physics, like swinging physics, than this fucking 2019 game.
Like I said, I'd say try it again before passing judgment on it from a 5-minute demo. But that's just
how much is the demo?
It's probably a good hour's worth of content.
Oh, okay. You were supposed to say free, and I was supposed to say too expensive.
Oh,
can't be answered.
Free.
There you go.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah, but you know, like I said, I've been kind of playing. We even have some video footage up on our YouTube channel that you can check out if you want to see that. You know, I mean, I would suggest if you're even mildly interested in these type of mechanics in a game, just to go to the Japanese eShop and download it and try it for yourself.
Is there a price on like the final game yet? Or
yeah, for when it comes out in North America, at least, I think it's $40.
What? Are you kidding me?
But
40.
Here in Japan, it's like 6,500 yen.
You are shitting me, are you? I would have put like 2,000 yen max on that shit.
So I mean, it does look super indie-ish, but the thing with this game, and this is a series. I'm not defending the price point, because I do think it's a little expensive. But this is a series that's been around since the Super Famicom era, so I think that's why, at least in Japan, you can get away with basically full regular retail release price, because people that are fans of the game, even though it's not like, you know, millions of people or anything, they'll you know, go out and get the stuff on day one.
Well, they do put a huge set of anime boobs on the front of the cover, don't they? Even though the main character in the game is like a little cute Super Famicom style girl. Yeah. So maybe that's where the money goes. I mean, as soon as you slap anime boobs on the front of a cover, you can charge whatever you want. 6,000, 7,000, 9,000 yen, right?
Yep. Final Fantasy. Boom.
You just need some fan service. Have they got like art galleries in there or something like that?
Well, this is just a demo, so I don't know.
You watch it. I bet they've got like, you know, pages of art galleries with her with her boobs out.
Yep.
That's where the money goes towards.
Yep.
That's all they want.
Game title again?
Yeah. Anyways, long story short, I mean, I think it definitely takes a while to get into this game. I played a 3DS version of this years ago and talked about it on the show when we were still part of the Nintendo World Report. I think I even did a review of the game, maybe, but it's been so long, I don't remember. And the only thing I don't like about what they added into this is kind of like a health system. Like, you have to manage fatigue and hunger and stuff on top of like all this other really, really freaking hard platforming and stuff. And I don't know.
So it's like that zombie game that Ty plays all the time.
Same thing.
Do you have to like go to the toilet as well?
Same exact thing. Yeah.
Oh shit. What is that game? Is it State of Decay?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I thought it was.
Yeah. Well,
Jesus Christ. Oh,
yeah, that's
we have
pretty
a special
much,
guest.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. But yes, like James has said, we have a special guest that just popped in. Mr. Matthew Walker. What's up, bud?
Hey, buddy. It's been a while. How you guys doing?
Oh, hey,
no
complaint.
I think maybe he hasn't got his mic plugged in, or
no, James is plugged in.
It is.
Yes.
Are you kidding me? Okay, I'll back in a sec.
James is he's having problems with his internet, but
apparently. So you can hear me though.
Yeah, we can hear you. It's fine. Ty,
yeah,
right?
it's great. What's up, buddy?
Hey, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
It's been a very long time.
Yeah.
Congrats on the release of Devil May Cry 5, and probably done with a bunch of hard work. Probably with more to go on other stuff, I imagine.
Yeah, yeah, it was a lot of hard work, and yeah, right now I'm actually for the first time in months. It's not too bad. So I've been writing kind of reports and stuff, and kind of analyzing data and whatnot.
Yeah, those huge sales numbers, right?
Yeah, did all right, right? Did all right.
Yeah,
Was,
yeah, wasn't it the #1 game for that month?
I don't know. I'm not sure what the rankings have been around the world and everything. I think I saw data the other day that suggested, was the Media Crate numbers said that Sekiro at least sold more in Japan.
Okay,
The
I
month
was
it came out.
thinking Devil May Cry did more worldwide, or it got higher review scores than Sekiro.
Oh, that's a good question. I haven't looked at the Sekiro review scores either, so I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I
know it's doing numbers, so congrats on that.
Thanks. Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, it's everybody that's played it has been super happy with it, and we love that we've been being able to kind of interact with people, and we've been able to go to like a lot of fan events, been able to go to events in like Australia, and let's see here, got a chance to meet some fans like even in like the Philippines and stuff. So that was really cool.
Hell yeah.
But we're not here to talk about Capcom, guys.
Yeah, we're here to talk about Nintendo stuff. So let's just throw all the Capcom stuff in the garbage where it belongs.
So I don't know if you guys talked about this yet, but first of all, Danny, congratulations on finally getting a first place in Tetris 99 last night, dude.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, you did it.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Oh my God. It's Matt, because yesterday I saw Matt, he had tweeted out that he had got up to number 2.
Yeah.
And like literally, just like 2 minutes before, I had somehow gotten number 1.
That's hot, dude. That's hot.
I mean, if you like the video I put up, it doesn't look anywhere near as cool as most people's, because like it looked like easy peasy, but I swear off the video, dude, it was getting pretty dicey. And then you kind of make a comeback, and then just somehow I didn't screw it up.
Yeah. Oh, and especially because it starts to get really fast too. It starts to get really fast, and then when you realize that you're like in the top, like whatever, right? Like all of a sudden your heart starts to race, and you're like, oh my God, I could actually win this, right?
Yeah.
Welcome to online competitive play, guys.
Yeah. Holy crap!
Yeah, I've never been too good at that. The only other game that I've played a whole lot of online with is Splatoon 2, and or on Splatoon and Splatoon 2. But I'm not particularly good either way.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, I mean, Matt. So yeah, you play a little bit of Tetris 99 and stuff. Like, how have you been enjoying it? I mean, yesterday, was that the highest you've ever? Well, obviously 2 is the highest you can get. But have you got the 2 before?
Yeah, I've gotten 2 a couple times before this. Yeah, like I've gotten 2, maybe 4 or 5 times before this, something like that. So yeah, I'm used to getting 2, but I still haven't gotten that chicken dinner yet, man.
Yeah,
still haven't gotten that chicken dinner.
Hey, I'm back, by the way. Hi, Matt. So is Danny like boasting about his number 1?
Hey, I didn't even bring it up, man.
What an asshole.
So I'm guessing maybe someday I'll be able to get that. I'll be able to aspire to the greatness of Danny here.
Hey, one of these days.
Danny, what happened? Did 97 people disconnect or something? What happened?
So now,
yes.
Fun. Please understand.
Pretty much.
So whose new business is it?
Well, we were talking with Matt.
Okay. So Matt hasn't got a chicken dinner, but Danny has. Yeah. What a world we live in. I bet Ty's raving to like slam dunk number 1 as soon as he gets on Tetris, right?
I am. Like I'm gonna like play with my fight stick immediately, get those crisp inputs.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I mean, every once in a while I'll play with the Pro controller, and I can never get above 20.
Yeah, the D-pad's no good.
Yeah,
Matt. Finally, I can hear everybody.
Hey, Matt, how's it going, man?
Hey, Jimmy.
Good to hear your voice.
Oh man, there we go. Finally. So what you guys talking about?
Well,
it's your business. It's your new business, isn't it?
Take it so we were talking a little bit about Tetris. So I mean, Matt, obviously you've been playing a little bit of that. What other things have you been playing, man?
Oh man, I've been kind of going through a lot lately. I've been basically, as you can tell here, I have to wait until my daughter goes before I can do anything. So
hey,
and as you can tell, the lights are very dim here because everybody's sleeping.
Right.
Basically,
welcome to my world.
Oh yeah, exactly. At least you have your own room, though.
Yeah, that's true.
I have like a 33 square meter apartment where basically Julia sleeps in the living room, and then we sleep in the bedroom, and then eventually I bring her in the bedroom, and then I sleep in the living room. So
I remember some of the earlier Famicast episodes. You even went to like cafes and stuff, right?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah,
Yep,
remember that.
yep, I remember that. I mean, that was actually, I think for one of the 3DS ones. I went to a cafe. I remember specifically to do that. But
it was before the era of video, then. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, just doing audio. Yeah. That's right. That's right. I've been playing. Basically, I've been trying to like go through a game and then start a new game. So just like this year, like I just beat Hollow Knight recently. That was pretty good. It's just like, have any of you guys played Hollow Knight?
I have not.
I'm the only one who has, and unfortunately I couldn't get into it. I haven't played it for very much at all. Like maybe just in a couple of hours.
Okay,
it's on my wish list.
Nice. It's a good Metroidvania. It's a very good Metroidvania. It's just like there's a crap ton of content, and in order to get like, there's a couple different endings you can get, and to get like even just like the not bad ending, like there's so much stuff that you have to do. So like I finally did all that, and by that point I had played the game for 27 hours. Wow. And then like to get the really good ending, like there's even more crap that you got to do. Then I'm just like, I'm sorry, I can't do this. Like, I don't have the patience.
Well, the Switch version comes with all the DLC and stuff, so there's an absolute crap ton of stuff, right?
Oh yeah, dude, it's fantastic. And it was only $15 when I bought it. I don't know what it is now, but it's amazing. $15 for all. It's such a fantastic. It looks good. Fantastic game. Yeah, played through that.
Do you play a Switch like portably at home? Mix of both.
Yeah, I do a big mix actually. I do a pretty big mix. Where some days like there'll be periods where I'll just play it almost exclusively portably, and then days where I like to play it on the TV because I love doing the dual wielding Joy-Cons. I love doing the freehand Joy-Con thing. I think that's like the only way you should ever play games.
Wow, you missed the Wii remote and nunchuck.
Exactly. Take this man back to 2007.
Exactly. I loved that about the Wii. I love that you can do that with the Wii. But let's see here. I just beat Kirby's Adventure on NES for the first time on the
that's a great
online
game.
service. That was good. I had never played through that one. I played through the first one on Game Boy, but I never played through the NES one. And so I was, after beating Hollow Knight, I was like, all right, I need something that like I'm not gonna like stress over. And so I booted that up, and I had a fantastic time with it. It's a great game.
That's one of my favorite NES games. It's so good.
Oh, it's so good. And, I mean, it's like technologically, like all the stuff they do with it, right? Like for an NES game, right?
I always called it like the Donkey Kong Country of the NES.
Yeah,
that's
good call.
What it feels like.
Good call. Good call.
Except not as good. That's Donkey Kong Country.
I like Donkey Kong Country. I like it. I like Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah. I'm saying it's better than Kirby.
They're both pretty good, yeah. And I mean, once they announced Link's Awakening for Switch, I went through and played that on Game Boy recently.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's my favorite Game Boy game.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's a good one, right? I mean, I'm not. I gotta be honest.
Zelda game.
I was so I'm one of those people that I know a lot of people think that like that's the best Zelda game. I disagree.
Oh, okay.
But that's cool. That's cool that you like that. That's cool.
Do you think Breath of the Wild is? Because you've played that game several times, right?
Yes. Breath of the Wild is my favorite game of all time. What they do with that is freaking amazing.
Even mean it's replaced all of your previous number ones? Like,
oh yes,
Link to the Past. Even Link to the Past?
Oh yeah, even better than Link to the... Honestly,
holy shit.
I'm gonna sound like people are gonna say blasphemy, but after playing Breath of the Wild, playing through the older Zelda games feels so stale to me because it's like Breath of the Wild is so non-linear, right? It's like it really is open, right? You can basically you get all the stuff at the beginning, and then you can do anything you want. You can go anywhere in the game, right? And then all the other games, they aside from Zelda 1, they were very much based upon like, okay, look, you can they have these like slowly like branching paths that you can get, but they're kind of linear to an extent, right? So as much as I've always loved The Link to the Past, I have a tattoo on my arm from Link to the Past. Like just after playing Breath of the Wild, like I'm just like from a game design perspective, like nothing is going to ever beat Breath of the Wild. It's amazing, And I actually still
new
play
tattoo
it a lot.
coming soon?
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
What
My
would you
wife-
have? What's the Breath of the Wild? What is it? What's the mark for that?
Oh man, that's a good question. My wife would kill me though either way, so I probably
Thing
shouldn't even think
from
about it.
outside of the tablet, right on your forehead.
There you go. There you go. Right up there. There you go.
Or you could get like an implant. You have the what's that tablet called? The Hylian tablet thing, and then just have the tattoo on there.
The
And
Sheikah
actually
Slate,
inside-
right?
Yeah, the Sheikah Slate, and actually inside have a Suica card, like implanted
Oh,
into your
there you go.
skin.
There you go.
There you go. Make it real.
Get that. Yeah, get that going early. Get the futuristic stuff going early there.
Cyber implant.
But I mean, I still actually play that game when I'm just kind of like killing time. I like to try and practice speedrunning it a little bit. I'm not like I can't actually like beat it in an hour, but like I've learned how to pull off all the bullet time bounces and stuff. You know.
Yeah,
nice.
I've seen you doing some crazy stuff, like in
Yeah.
some Twitter videos. And I'm thinking, I can't even wrap my head around how to do this stuff.
It's all about the setup. It's all about the setup. And then once you have the setup down, like it's just like pulling that off consistently. So that's pretty sweet.
So Matt, I've got to ask. I checked out your Switch profile before the episode started, and I saw what was it here? I don't know which lab. Oh, is it the Labo variety kit?
Oh yeah.
And you had 20 hours in it. I got to ask you about that. Is that 20 hours just from making it or actually playing it?
That's both. It's both. Mostly,
I guess it counts, doesn't it? Yeah.
Mostly now, yeah, exactly. Mostly it's been my daughter likes to pull it out every now and then, but I love the creativity you can get with those, and I love games where there are modes where you can make your own content. So the fact that they have like the Labo, what do you call it? The garage, yeah. I love they have the Toy-Con garage in there. That's so cool, and that's why I'm stupid excited for Labo VR, because you're gonna be able to make like little games and stuff in there.
Right.
It's fast. That's amazing, man. Thinking about that, I finally went back and played WarioWare DIY recently.
Oh, that's called Made in Ore, isn't it? In Japanese.
Made in Ore, exactly. And I played through that. I happened to find a copy of that, and I absolutely love that game. And then, of course, again, the idea that you can make your own mini games in there, like.
I remember all these hilarious YouTube videos back when that game just came out.
Oh heck yeah! I mean,
do they all involve penises? Or?
There were a lot of fighting game community in-joke ones.
Cool. Cool.
I'm sure they're long gone now, but I had quite a laugh at those.
It's cool. It's amazing, right?
Yeah, friend of the show, Perry Berkram, who made our theme song and stuff. He went ham on that game, and when I visited him, he showed me like all this stuff that he had made, and I think he used to do like contests for that back when the game was like still relatively new, and I think he might have like won a contest or something.
That's
like
cool.
Nintendo. I don't know, but yeah, that's really cool. All that stuff. Yeah.
Danny, am I wrong in thinking there was like a Wii U app or like a Wii U channel that you could like play these games, like even if you didn't own the 3DS game? Or was that a Wii or Wii U? I can't remember now.
It would have been Wii. That sounds really familiar. I think Perry told me that.
Yep. It was a WiiWare game. It was a WiiWare game that you could download.
And was it a free app or you had to pay for it?
You had to pay for it. I think it was like $7 or $8. But then you had like full access to like all these games that people would upload to the service, and from the DS game, right? From Made in Ore, from WiiWare DIY. And the only thing about my only complaint about the game is I think in order to make it so that it was compatible for that service, they simplified the type of input you could do with the game. And so really all you could do is you could touch stuff. I don't even think you could drag stuff. I can't remember. I think you could only touch stuff. Whereas, in the previous WiiWare game, WiiWare touched on DS, you could also drag. Right. Those were the two different kinds of like touch input you could do. And so that was my only complaint with the WiiWare.
Blow as well. They had blowing.
That's true. They had blowing too. That's true.
Blow your DS.
Exactly. So, yeah,
cool. So your daughter is playing like the Labo piano and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Like the house thing?
Mostly the house. She also likes the fishing thing a lot. And then
that's adorable.
She had me pull out the motorcycle thing, and she was messing around with that for a little while. But
that works with Mario Kart, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Good
Yep.
time.
And I had a lot of trouble like figuring out how to steer that thing until last weekend when we pulled it out, and I guess it finally clicked with me, like, you know, exactly what you got to do to steer, you know.
Right.
But yeah, I'm super excited for Labo VR, man. I think it's gonna be sweet.
Nice. Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about that in the news, isn't there? A couple of news items about that.
Cool.
Bada boosh.
So enough about me. What have you guys been playing?
Yeah. So Ty.
Oh
I'll let
boy.
you go next.
Yeah, somebody mentioned State of Decay earlier.
You don't
just
play
like
that game.
Every free waking moment.
Cool.
So good because all right. So they added 2 new difficulties. There's like a hard mode and then there's a harder mode, and holy shit, it actually puts you in extreme danger. Like so I just beat the hardest difficulty. It took me 17 in-game days. I don't know how many hours that is.
Oh my god.
Well, I mean, not like whole days, but like in-game, like, you know.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking, like, holy god, 24 times 17. Can we get a calculator? Carry the 3 divided by 2.
So that it was probably like a solid 24 hours or something, and my hands are sweaty like the whole time.
Nice.
I posted a bunch of little mini clips of the hilarious bugs that happen on my Twitter.
Cool.
I saw a couple of those. Yeah.
Yep. Still a buggy game. Not as buggy as it used to be, but shit happens. That's great.
My favorite was the guy who was like having a conversation like while in the ground. Like his head was sticking out the ground. It's like, what's that about?
Like so you can get people to follow you and help you out, and they bug out too. They kind of run off and then like get plopped down on the ground right next to you, and when it does it seems like they fall really hard, so you hear them just like yelp occasionally when the game is just like putting them next to you. It's like, whoa.
Right.
So I'm still working on achievements in that game. It takes a long time to do all that shit.
How many more achievements do you got left to unlock?
I still have to do like 3 more playthroughs.
Oh, wow.
And another one where you survive to 100 days.
Oh man,
that's hardcore.
And usually a playthrough is like, I don't know, 10 to 15 days maybe.
Okay.
Not like literal days.
Yeah.
State that again, because I'm seeing some funny facial expressions here.
10 to 15 days, no breaks, no bathroom breaks, no food.
When you say I have to get these achievements, you don't have to, dude. You don't have to.
I'm compelled by powers beyond my control.
Oh man, he's not gonna feel right if he doesn't get them. I know that feeling. I know the feeling.
Yeah. Plus, it's like my favorite game right now.
Oh,
like I am 100% invested in this brand.
Oh right. Oh Matt, I forgot you were a completionist as well, aren't you?
Exactly. I am too.
You don't stop till it's 100% complete, if not more.
Which is why it pains me with the Hollow Knight. It pains me that getting the best ending is such a pain in the butt, because I want to do it, but I also don't want to do it.
Oh, so quick question: have you 100%ed Breath of the Wild, like 900 Korok seeds?
No, that I've not done.
Okay,
that I've not done.
There's the commitment for you right there.
Yeah.
So I also just bought another game. Let's go over to the other screen. Here it is.
Oh man, look at that! I just can't get away from Capcom, can I?
You can't.
Yeah. This episode was sponsored by.
Yeah, exactly.
Capcom, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
TheMeatGuy.com. More later.
So, are you playing it on Switch?
No, but we can pretend I am.
Okay. Playing on PS4 then?
No. I'm playing it on Xbox.
All right.
Right. Matt's not used to that word.
Can you see that shit?
Achievement unlocked. There it is, man.
Yeah.
No.
There we go. So yeah, check it out. It's did they like dig up the original art from the archives and use it for the HD version here? Because that's what it looks like.
As far as I know, yeah. But they up-res it and stuff, right? Like you can tell that it's not like pixelized, right? So I think
it's super good.
that means that they had to like redraw it and all, which is probably one heck of a painstaking process there.
It's like heck. I mean, when they originally started putting these out on like iOS and stuff, they were like, I think they did that like iPhone 4-ish, so it was still like that Retina display, kind of like high definition.
Yep.
Things. I mean, maybe it's, I don't know. My theory.
I think you're right. I think they did do it since somewhere around then. Maybe I forget.
Yeah, well, I have to wonder if maybe this is how it was originally drawn, and they just dug it up and rescanned it.
You know, I might be wrong. My gut instinct is that they did it all in pixels.
Okay.
Because back in the day, that's the way that things worked at Capcom. Actually, is they would do everything in pixels, and they actually had very specific software that they would use to draw everything in pixels. They'd actually have, it was a thing where they wouldn't really use mice; they would use a keyboard to like hit. Yeah, they would hit a certain key, and then that key would put out a color. And so we have some people
over
like
at SNK, they used an actual fight stick with like 12 fucking buttons on it.
Yeah, I believe it. You know.
Check out the pictures; they're rad.
So the most skilled artists were just like just tapping away and they're creating these images.
Yeah, there was an interview with somebody. It was like a new employee who came in and said, "Wow, how do you draw this stuff?" Or "What the hell is this thing?" And the boss man tells him, "Oh yeah, this is how we make the sprites." He's like, "What?"
Turns around and jumps out the window.
Like plops it down and like draws a fucking King of Fighters sprite in like 5 minutes. It looks really fucking good. It's like, whoa, holy shit!
It's amazing, right? It's amazing.
Yeah.
The new guy just turns around and jumps out the window.
Well, the art director on Resident Evil Revelations 2, he started in the mid '90s at Capcom, and so he was kind of famous within Capcom because he was one of those guys that could go and make like these amazing, pixel art, by just hitting the keys like that.
Nice.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay. That's one of your games, isn't it, Matt?
Revelation. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Exactly. Yep.
Boom.
Yeah. So
I haven't completed it yet.
So how far have you gotten to the game here? Or did you just boot it up for the first time?
I literally just booted it up. I'm playing it in real time here. I didn't want to like spoil the game for everybody, just in case there's anybody out there who hasn't played it.
Yeah, even I've played this one. Thanks to Ty, actually.
Yeah, like I made you do it.
Yeah, and I did. I beat the first one, and then I bought it on 3DS, and then because it was on sale, and then I haven't played it.
Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die.
Wow, you can tell this is a Japanese game. Wow.
Right? Yeah, wow, there's a little bit of cultural commentary in this game. Pretty good. Yeah, actually everything about this game is great. It's one of the very few games that I feel it can be like a real formative experience for someone. And that's why I tell everyone you have to play this game. It's mandatory. Or the Japanese police will come and arrest you and give you the death sentence.
True story.
Yeah. By the way, I don't think you guys can hear the audio, but it's like straight up the original GBA audio.
Oh, that's great.
Oh wow,
that's great. Yeah.
They did not. They redid all the art, but they did not redo the audio.
No need.
Is that a good thing, Ty?
I think it's great, but gives a
I wonder. I mean, you'd have to probably put a lot of effort in to do it really well in order to change those sounds and make them good, right?
Yeah. Well, I think the original sound effects are kind of iconic.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking too.
Like there's little chime sound when you realize something, or actually, I wonder if they re-recorded the hold it and objection sound bites.
Oh, I don't know, maybe.
I think I read on Twitter today there's like a fan translation of that. There's one game that hasn't been localized yet, right?
Yeah, I told you about it in great detail when I played the fan translation, and
Is it done now? Like the fan translation's done?
It was done a long time ago,
oh,
and
okay.
it's easily on par with the professional ones. It's so good.
Instead of objection, it's like shut up or something, right?
No, they did it like 100% in the flavor of the existing translations. So, like it uses like the same character names.
I'm talking about the one that's like based in Britain or something. Is that the one you're talking about?
Oh, the Great Ace Attorney.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
what I'm talking about.
Oh no, I have no idea what the fuck that is.
The one that's set with Sherlock Holmes and all that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I saw that on
Oh,
Twitter
I thought you were
today.
talking about Edgeworth 2.
I thought he was too. Now I know what you're talking about, James.
Yeah, that's some great kind of like British localization was in there. It was quite amusing. And then the sort of objection, it was shut up. I don't know. Is shut up British? I don't know.
Yes.
Americans never say it.
Nope. Shut up. All right. Well, we are running a little bit long with new business, so let's go ahead and move on to James.
Okay.
To finish it up.
Okay. So quickly, Steam World Quest. I'm playing Steam World Quest. That's all I can say about that. That's the, that's the end of that section. Yep. If I say literally one more sentence about that word.
It's my favorite game, Steam Shovel Harry.
That's right. We're all fired.
Is that like a sequel to Steam World Heist?
So next game. Seriously, please don't ask me anything about it.
Same series.
I would say it's the same series. Okay, that's all. Yeah.
Same series.
Yeah. When can we be looking for that review, James? Can you say that?
Oh yeah. I can say all the review is April 23rd is when the embargo is. So that's when the review will go up, and you'll see footage, video review and all that kind of good stuff.
13 days.
Hand of Gilgamesh. That's the full name. Anyway, so the game that I've been playing. Actually, I was playing it last episode, but I just didn't have time to talk about it. I was on a time limit. Tell you more about that someday. But I've got this game called Reverie. Sweet As Edition, and Tyve might be pulling up some footage soon.
Here's that beautiful bean footage.
Yeah. So, well, to pronounce it in the proper way, as the developers probably pronounce it, Sweet As Edition. It's a New Zealand game. So yeah, made by Kiwis, and it looks like Earthbound. For those who are not watching the video version, it looks like Earthbound, but it plays like a Zelda game. Basically, it's an action adventure game.
It's a nice title screen.
Yeah, beautiful title screen.
Yeah, it was nice.
Ty might fast forward it to some actual gameplay. So like instead of a sword, you're actually using a cricket bat, and like all the items are like real world items. Like an Earthbound. Like you got like a yo-yo and a spade and stuff like that, and a snorkel and stuff. It's it's very imagine, because Earthbound is like very Americana, isn't it? Like very like a Japanese person's take on America. Yeah. But this is like literally New Zealand by New Zealanders. So it's like a modern kind of take on New Zealand, but it's it's really fun. It's a very short game. It's like maybe 3-4 hours max.
Oh wow! Okay.
We're actually going to post like my whole walkthrough up on our YouTube channel, so you'll be able to see the whole thing. It costs about $15, and yeah, it's a really cute little action adventure game. Definitely recommend it. And I don't know, New Zealand was kind of on my mind, this last month or so, for various reasons in the news, and I just thought, it'd be cool to play something made by Kiwis, and it turned out to be a good choice. So yeah, it's got a lot of like kind of Kiwi heritage. Like they use all of the classic phrases. It's similar to Australian English, but it's slightly different.
Right. I've watched the appendices for Lord of the Rings. I know. I've listened to Richard Taylor.
Right. So yeah, they use all the kind of their kind of slang and stuff like that. Maybe some Americans might be a bit lost, but yeah, just roll with it. Just enjoy it.
I just saw one. Have a nice trip. I don't know what he's trying to say there.
Right.
As long as he doesn't say "shut up," I think we'll be okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think
Americans completely lost. But yeah, I think basically it's like three dungeons. It was like an intro dungeon, which is like like a mini dungeon. But there's like 3 major dungeons, 3 bosses, and that's it. You're done. And there's like a little bit of post game content and a few collectibles to get if you want to 100% it. There's like a little achievements thing in it, and that's it. You're done. It's great. It's,
cool. It looks really good.
Yeah, it's really nice. The pixel art is really good. It's really nicely done. There's a few little like quiggles. I'm sorry?
The important question, though, is if Earthbound is a Japanese person's take on America, what is an Englishman's take on America?
In video game form?
It doesn't necessarily have to be video game form.
Wow, that's a good question. An Englishman's take on America.
I guess there's certain Monty Python skits where they do their take on America. I guess there are certain Little Britain skits where they do their take on America.
It's the street stage in Killer Instinct.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. What's the TJ Combo stage? There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's the British man's take on America.
I love that stage.
Matt, I know you're an Anglophobe, aren't you? Anglophile, sorry, not Anglophobe. Anglophile.
That's me. That's me.
Danny's the Anglophobe.
Yep.
So yeah, you'd have no problems with this game.
Cool.
So yeah, it's called Reverie, which is quite an unusual name. That's Reverie, Sweet As edition. So I guess there was like a original version. This is like the souped up edition, something with extra content.
That's sweet.
Yeah, good luck with this Japanese release.
It also kind of reminds me, looking at the style, it also kind of reminds me of Golf Story. And I think Golf Story was also made, if not in
That's Australia, yeah. That was
New Zealand, Australia, okay.
Yeah, I guess the font, there's a certain font, isn't there? It's like an Earthbound or Pokemon font that they use for the text, right? It's very familiar to anyone who's played those games.
It's cool, man.
Okay, next, another adventure game. This is a point-and-click adventure game, which we got for review, called Truberbrook. And we're gonna have some footage like going up maybe tomorrow. I think the embargo's up like very soon. But this is already out on Steam anyway. So it's a really beautiful, weirdly beautiful kind of claymation point-and-click game. So these, if you're looking at the video footage now, these are like actual models, like real, like actually made in real life models. You know, like what would it be, like Wallace and Gromit or something like that?
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
That's
like
awesome.
claymation kind of thing. And well, there's kind of a mixture of like CG and actual real world models. So, but they kind of blended together really nicely. So, yeah. So basically, you're using like the right stick as like the mouse cursor, and then the left stick as actually moving the character, and then you're using the D-pad for your kind of actions. So it takes a little bit of just get your head around what I just said. It takes a little bit of getting used to. So you're kind of like moving the mouse with the right stick, and then you're pressing like the D-pad. Like up, down, left, or right to do various like actions, like touch or talk or use items, stuff like that. And then left stick is like move the character around if you want to as well.
So it's like one of those old-fashioned point-and-click adventure games.
Yeah. It really is very, very old-fashioned. But you can actually do the if you hit the trigger, it'll you might see me doing it here, but like the kind of little white dots will show up all over the screen, so you know what's interactable.
Nice.
So you're not just kind of like, it's not like a pixel hunt. Like you can immediately see like, okay, I can click that. So yeah, it's very traditional actually. I mean, I used to play the LucasArts games like on the PC back in the like 90s.
Yeah.
Like the Indie Jones and things like Loom and other like LucasArts original content. And it is very similar to that. And there's like, for example, there's one puzzle in chapter 1 where you have to get this cat out of a tree. To get a cat out of a tree, you have to use a stick from a tree mixed with like this alcohol, and then mix that with like a coat hanger. And it's just like, on the face of it, it makes no sense whatsoever. So it is one of those kind of like, mash random things together to make random things happen kind of thing. Oof. And if you don't like those kind of things, you might not like this. But the visual style is kind of amazing. And if you're like a fan of claymation and stuff, it's very cool. So like there's actual, real claymation models that you're controlling and stuff.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah. And then it's weird, they got this like kids mode. So like on the kind of press sheet that they gave us, like it said like, if you want to like stream to like kids, it like removes all like smoking and like and like curse words or something like that.
Nice.
Well, that was kind of interesting. But I've got it's I've never seen that in a game before, like kids mode in that sense. It doesn't make it any easier. It just removes like content that would be considered for kids. But so that's coming soon. Oh yeah, like April 10th, 11th. I think it's out, or maybe it's coming a little bit later. But the content going on YouTube. Should be yeah, either tonight or tomorrow. So check it out.
Very cool.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, maybe it's like 16th. It's a little bit later for the actual game. And then the last thing, which is probably a game that lots of people are playing at the moment, is Yoshi's Crafted World. Am I the only one playing this?
Yeah, I really thought about buying it, but I just didn't bite the bullet.
Okay, cool. Matt, no interest in Yoshi?
I mean, I'm interested, but yeah, I also have to kind of be, careful with, how much money I spend on games. So
Right.
yeah, I think it looks really cool. I played the demo and really enjoyed the demo.
Oh right, yeah. Good demo.
But,
yeah, it's a good demo.
Yeah.
Well, you're a Labo. You like the Labo, so it's like Labo,
right?
Video game version.
Yeah, the aesthetic there is awesome, right?
Yoshi's Labo World. I mean, like me and Cyrus were talking about this a few episodes ago, like how some parts of the visual style were not quite, that interesting. Like maybe it looks a bit like Yoshi's Trash World more than Crafted World, and it is true in some parts actually. Like most of the game is absolutely beautiful, and you're just kind of like in awe, like how did they make this? Because everything that you see probably could be made in real life. Well, I think it's pretty much you could make everything, because everything is made of like for example this train that we're looking at now. I mean, it's like literally like a tin can with like stuff stuck on it. You could easily make that in real life if you wanted to, and I'm sure clever Japanese people will do that because they love making that kind of stuff.
That's awesome.
And yeah, I remember like hearing some kind of quote out of Nintendo, like if you want to get a job at Nintendo, try to have other interests outside of video games. They've said that like several times, right? Like maybe Miyamoto himself said it, and you can tell like this is a game which is that kind of influence, isn't it? It's like somebody with an interest in crafts that said, hey, we can make this into a Yoshi game, and
I like digging through garbage.
right. Hey, Takeshi likes digging through garbage. Let's try and make a game out of it.
Nice.
Takeshi, get your head out the garbage can. Yeah, the game it's funny because like Yoshi and like what's it called, Sekiro are kind of like coming out pretty much at the same time. We've got like one of the hardest games ever made, and then this coming out in the same week. This is not a difficult game. Obviously, like to just get to the end. I mean, I completed it in like maybe 3 days or something like that. It didn't take me very long, even with my limited, game playing time, with kids and everything. But the challenge is like getting those flowers, the smiley flowers, which are infamous in Yoshi games, right? And they have like Breath of the Wilded Yoshi, and same as what they did with Odyssey, right? Like Odyssey, it wasn't like the traditional 120 power stars, right, or moons, right? They fucking put 880 of those things in the game, right? They've done the same thing to Yoshi.
Oh, wow, okay.
So there are tons of. I mean, I've got like 300, and I've barely scratched the surface. So like,
oh, wow.
So like the levels themselves will probably have. They actually they're actually differentiate between each level, because in the first Yoshi's Island game, I think it was like 5 in every level, right? Every stage, I think it was 5, no more, no less. Right. This one you could have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the stage, right? That's just the basic ones, and then you get another one for collecting all the red coins, and then you get another one for collecting 100 regular coins, and then you get another one for clearing it with like full health, right?
Wow.
Well, it used to be stars, but now they're little hearts. You have to finish a level with that. So once you're done with that, you're not done. And then you've got the flip world where you have to find the little Poochie Pups. You have to find 3 Poochie Pups, and then you have to find them within a time limit. So if you get all 3 within a time limit, you get 4 other ones.
Yeah.
So now we're up to what like 14 flowers for one stage.
Oh man.
And then that little robot dude says, "Hey, if you find me these things in the level, I'll give you another one." And he might have up to 4 different things that he wants to find for you. So you could have upwards of 20, 25 flowers for one stage. So there are tons and tons of these things to find, right? So yeah, it's not very hard to get enough. It's not very hard to get enough flowers just to like get to the last world, right? Because each world you need flowers to unlock the next world, and I always had way more flowers than I needed to unlock it. It was like, give me 10 flowers to unlock next world, and I had like 150. You know, it was very easy to get to the next world. But they do have these secret worlds. When you beat the final boss, there are 4 like unlockable worlds, and you will need to go back and get the ones that you missed to unlock those ones. And those are actually hard. They got I haven't unlocked all of them actually. I've unlocked the first 2, and they are actually quite challenging. And they don't have save points, and yeah, you have to do it in one go, and they're pretty challenging. But it's kind of weird how like they saved that really hard content like just for the like end game, and there's only 4 stages. And I would have liked to have seen like maybe 1 per world. That would have been maybe more interesting, which they have done for other ones, like Woolly World, for example, did that. Like they had a secret world for every secret stage for every world.
Right. Same in Yoshi's Island, right?
Yeah, and so they haven't done that this time. But what they have done is like split the worlds into multiple worlds. Like they used, let's say, the traditional Mario, routine is like 6 worlds, right? Fire, ice, sand, whatever, and then lava world, and then you're done, right? But with this one, they've kind of split it up into like many more worlds with fewer stages. So I think there's like 17 or 18 worlds.
Wow.
But they've only got maybe 3 or 4 in each one. So there's tons more variety. So you're not just limited to this like ice world. They do have an ice world, but that's like 1 of 17 worlds. So it's there's a lot of variety there. So
it's hardcore. So it sounds like it's definitely worth the money at least.
Oh yeah. If you want to 100% this game, I mean, Matt, watch out. If you do go for this game, you're not going to be finishing it.
Exactly. That's why. It's one of the reasons I haven't thought about buying it, is because I'm just thinking about having to do all that stuff because I wouldn't be able to let myself do it any other way.
Yeah, do you play these kind of games with your daughter, man? Like how old is she now?
She's 4 now. Not really. Not really. Okay. Just recently, I've just kind of started pulling out the Switch, and like she likes to kind of like hold the controller while I'm playing Smash Brothers. she thinks she's playing, but she's not. She does. She likes playing Mario Run. She plays a lot of Mario Run, and she's actually like not too shabby at that one.
Nice.
But yeah, anything with like a controller, she's not quite coordinated.
Leaderboard.
Right. Already beaten Danny on the top 10.
Oh, I don't worry. Yep.
I believe it.
I do too.
James,
yes.
What do you think of the audio in this Yoshi garbage game?
Thank you for reminding me. Yeah,
it's driving me crazy. Like I could hear the audio, and I was like,
Yeah, Ty is actually just reminding me. This is actually the worst part of the game. Because I'm some of the Yoshi's Woolly World. I mean, that had an amazing soundtrack. Like so many different like varieties in music, and all of it beautiful. And Yoshi's Island, like even the original one, had some fantastic tracks.
Right? Yeah, the music is stuck in my head a minute ago.
But this is, I mean, I'm almost tempted to say bad. It's one of the worst Nintendo soundtracks I've heard in a while. They do have a sound test, which is open right from the start. There's only like 30 tracks, but they're all remixes with like the same kind of theme. But the theme isn't that very good to start with. And I was really disappointed because I heard like the 3DS game, what's it called? Like New Yoshi's Island or Yoshi's Island?
Yeah.
Like I didn't get that, but well, it didn't look very good. And also, the soundtrack I heard was really bad. But, and the game was bad itself. But like this one, the game is great, but the soundtrack is not good. Like I don't know what they did. They just rushed it. And often you'll hear the same track over several levels, like they'll just replay the same one with no changes between it. There are like the boss stages are obviously different, and like some unique stages without spoiling anything. There are some kind of unique ones that kind of mix up the gameplay. They do have their own music, but like if you're just playing a regular stage, it's all got the same music, and it does get very grating. And I've like turned the music down sometimes because I'm just like, I've heard this song again. Like come on, guys. So yeah, that's probably the most disappointing part of it. Is that.
Yeah. Well, we got a nice comment in the live chat here from Lemonade. They said that hey, I'll get Craft World eventually. He says, I like the platforming with Yoshi, but I don't really care about collecting everything. So I think that's what puts me off, is what he said. So
Yeah, I mean, if you got if you want like a platforming challenge and you're not interested in collecting stuff, maybe this isn't the game for you. Because I mean, this is never going to go down in price, is it? It's a first party Nintendo game
for a couple of years.
Yeah, so you might get like 30% off in a couple of years or something like that, right?
Right.
So yeah, I would go careful on that Lemonade. You might be disappointed, but I like it, and I do like collecting stuff, and it does add a lot of challenge to it. Like just getting to the end is not too hard, but like when you're having to like hover jump and then like fire an egg mid jump to hit something in the background, and then as you're going across the pit, that's hard, and that's where the collectible stuff makes it more difficult, because the things you have to do are a lot more complex than if you just want to get to the end.
Right.
So it kind of it's that kind of Nintendo genius, isn't it? It's like adding that layer of difficulty that is invisible to if you don't want it.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Oh
yeah. Sorry, went a bit long there. Had a lot of games to talk about.
Okay. Actually, just another random thing actually directed towards me from Dave N. Thanks for the in-depth review and gameplay of Famicast Evolution. Baseball on the Switch. Yours was the only one I could find in English. You're welcome. Had a lot of fun putting that one together.
Nice.
For all of the baseball, Famicast Evolution, all that. Yeah.
An easy man.
Famicast is one of Itsuno-san's favorite games. So there you go.
Really? Hey, I'll tell you, I really like this new one, and I have okay, I won't go on. I have like this cool N64 poster. Anyways, we need to keep moving on here. So before we get into the news, we're going to do a little bit of now playing at Famicast.com.
The game.
And don't mind us here for a second, Matt. We're going to shamelessly plug everything that we've been doing.
Plug it there.
So, all right. Well, now playing at Famicast.com. Lots of stuff going up for patrons. Lots of stuff going up on YouTube, the website, all sorts of stuff. And James, what are we looking at, or what are some of the things that we have been doing on Patreon?
So I can't remember if we talked about this last episode, but last month on Patreon, the Patreons got 2 exclusive bits of content, which is pretty cool. They got an episode of Collector's Corner with Danny and Cyrus, and you talked about. I did listen to it.
Oh, wow.
He talked about something very interesting.
Dirty boxes,
right?
Yeah,
dirty boxes, right? And the other one was, well, our patron Rich actually came to Japan last month, and the end of last month, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I actually invited him over to my house to come play some games with me. And while he was here, we recorded a whole bunch of videos, which was quite exciting. So for the first time ever with our Patreon stream, Rich was actually here in the same room with me, and we actually played Overcooked together. Oh. And we made a video of that of me and Rich, kind of like cooking up some good stuff in Overcooked. So yeah, that's the Patreon exclusive stream for March.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, and it you can't usually do those kind of games online, so it was nice to play like an offline kind of couch. Well, we're not on couches, but same room co-op game. And that was a lot of fun, and yeah, it was good times. Funny video, definitely worth a watch if you're a patron. Yeah, and this month on Patreon, what we got going on? We got to have our last ever Patreon stream for this season. Season 2 is coming into an end this month, and brand new episode of Life in Japan coming later in the month, and then that's the end of season 2. We'll talk about more season 3 maybe next episode. Yeah. Right. What about you, Danny?
Well, just in case you missed it, last week I took a deep dive into some N64 DD stuff. I took a look at this bad boy, the RANNet members disc on the 64 DD. You have kind of like an in-depth, not a review, because how can you review something that's, basically kind of like a web browser? It's a lot cooler than just that. You should definitely check out the video. It's a lot of fun to put together. There's some other stuff coming up this week too. Final Fantasy IX review I have up, and but if you like 64 DD stuff, we have a couple of stuff already up on the channel. You should definitely check it out.
Yeah, that was super interesting. Like somebody had actually left their save data on it, right?
Oh yeah,
and you could actually read their old emails in Japanese.
Yeah,
That was really super cool.
Cool.
yeah. Like they were talking, like these two, I think they were girls, and it's like, did you see that drama? Yeah, this and this is really cool, you know, like stuff like that, and then like promotional information from Nintendo too. So
using their 64 DD for the ultimate.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Check it out. Last thing before we move on is, oh yeah, while Rich was here, we did another thing that anyone can watch. You don't have to be a patron to watch this one. We actually did that game that I talked about last episode, Rico.
Rico.
Rico. We played the Copa Rico together, and we actually played the split screen mode. And I haven't played a split screen first person shoot 'em up in. I actually can't even remember the last time I played. Like
vertical split screen too, right?
Right. No, horizontal.
Gross.
So yeah, you can check out me and Rich, taking on the single player mode in split screen co-op. It was a lot of fun. That was fantastic. And thank you, Rich, for doing that with me. I was like, Rich, before you go, can we play this game together? And he did. And yeah, if you want to see videos of like Yoshi and Reverie, that like cute RPG that I was talking about earlier, all those videos are on the website for everyone to enjoy.
Yep.
All of this and more.
Famicast.com and our YouTube channel.
Thank you.
All right. James, I think you know what time it is.
That's right, boys. Time for the Japanese.
That's right. That's right. It's time for the Japanese. All sorts of news coming your way. First off, this is something that we actually Matt.
I don't think Matt was ready for that.
That was good. Yeah, this is an amazing American accent. Very good.
That's right. I'm available for any voice act, like next Resident Evil game, whatever.
There you go. You could be the next Chris Redfield, man.
That's right. Pretty much. That's how he talks, right?
Exactly.
Nailed it. Well, something that Matt was actually talking about a little bit earlier, and something you could see right behind me if you're watching the video, not like physically. I'm talking just a piece of paper, basically garbage on my wall. So obviously, last time we talked about Labo VR, but here recently, Nintendo had basically said, hey, Super Mario Odyssey and Zelda Breath of the Wild are going to get some kind of free updates on April 25th for some kind of VR experiences. And
that was weird. I thought it was an April Fools, late April Fools.
Right?
Amazing.
Right. So just for some details, so for Mario, throughout the video, I had like little things like little text and stuff like that. So this says, this is a bonus experience in simple, shareable VR. Collect musical notes, coins, and instruments. Take on additional challenges in the Cap Kingdom, Seaside Kingdom, and Luncheon Kingdom. And for Zelda, it just says, experience the whole game through VR goggles. Switch the display method at any time during your adventure. Get a new perspective on Hyrule. Additional things for Zelda 2. The pre-rendered cutscenes are not available in VR, and you don't need to start a new save file to enjoy or, to do anything with it.
So many questions. Like, okay, first of all, how are you playing the game with the sticks like next to your head?
It's got to be it. It's got to be the way.
Like this, right?
It's got to be like that. Yeah.
Because don't you need the motion? What do you call it? The accelerometers to do the whole tilting, right?
Exactly.
Wow.
Wouldn't it be possible to have it? Okay, they haven't said anything about a strap, but let's say it appears out of nowhere, and couldn't you just use a Pro controller to control Link around and then use this to look? I mean,
right? That would make sense.
I don't know.
You could if there was a strap. And they let them do that, yeah. But I would imagine we'll see. It's coming out on Friday, right? Is it coming out Friday?
Just the regular the
Labo VR, right?
But then end of this month for the updates on the games.
I have to imagine that they're doing this on purpose so that you don't spend too much time with it. I mean, your arms are going to get tired. Like I have to imagine that this is meant as like a kind of like a bite-sized experience where you're going to do it. It's going to be cool for a little while, but eventually your arms are going to get tired and you're going to like take a break.
Yeah. I mean, and it's weird that they specifically mentioned this in the Mario section. They specifically said this, like this is a bite-sized shareable thing, but for Zelda, they didn't say that, but
that was the weird thing. It's like you can play these little mini missions in Mario or the full game of Breath of the Wild. It's like how different could those two things be?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like a 100-hour game or like 5-minute mission. It doesn't make sense. But I'm interested to see YouTube videos of people trying.
Yeah,
we'll find out in a couple of days, man. It's not gonna be much longer.
Yeah, that's true.
So Matt, you said you're getting just the VR goggles, like the standalone.
Oh baby, I'm getting the whole set, man.
Oh,
no,
wow.
Baby, I'm getting the whole set.
4,000 yen thing, like
At least I'm
8,000
pretty sure
yen.
I am. I should. My wife ordered it for me today. I should double check on that. I hope she got the right one. I want the whole thing.
Like, the one that's like 8,000-9,000 or something. Like
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah, like just, I want all that crap because like all the experiences look pretty cool. Like the elephant thing. I remember seeing the elephant thing and going, well, I can't believe I don't believe that I would want to do anything with that. And then I saw it was this like interactive like 3D painting thing, and I was like, oh fuck yeah,
Yeah.
Like I don't care that I look like an elephant. That's gonna be sweet,
Yeah,
So,
I have one of these handy. Well, I ripped apart one of these VR guides, and the elephant he's right here.
There you go. There's the elephant, right? See, there's the elephant. And the elephant.
There he is.
An elephant can paint in 3D with his trunk, dude.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah. Like, what is there not to love about that?
take that PlayStation with your, what is it called, Dreams?
Dreams, yeah. Dreams looks pretty
in
sweet.
your face.
Dreams looks pretty freaking sweet too. That's another one that's like, all this amazing like user created content, right? That's really cool.
Well, I just saw a tweet from Shuhei Yoshida saying that he pre-ordered a Switch VR.
Yeah, Labo VR, yeah, man.
Game on, right? Who will win, Dreams or Elephant?
Yeah.
The elephant, and don't forget the bird too. There's also the bird.
There it is.
Yeah,
James' favorite one.
That's right. Can't wait to shove my face in the bird.
Which again, like, I don't really like. I'm not interested in holding a bird up to my head, but you see, like that game. That game was basically, it's like kind of like Pilotwings, right? Like you're a bird and you're like flying through the sky. That'd be freaking awesome,
Right. Well, do you have your own YouTube channel, Matt? Because I'd like to see you do it.
I don't have a personal one. We have the Capcom Confidential that we do. Where we just kind of use it to interview the different people that work at Capcom and ask them to talk about their experiences working at Capcom and in the industry and stuff.
Or do silly videos of you painting stuff with an elephant stuck to your face.
I think what we'll have to do is we'll just have to we'll have to do another Famicast where we're doing that live. Yeah,
Right.
There it is. Perfect.
Right on. So what's next?
Cool. Well, next up, so actually just today, the new Famicom/NES Online games were revealed. This time we got Super Mario Bros. 2, aka The Lost Levels, Star Soldier, and Punch-Out. So, Matt, I saw that you've been recently, and you kind of mentioned this a little bit earlier too, about playing the Famicom Online app, and I saw that you were playing Joy Mecha Fight.
Yeah, yep. That's right. That's one that I forgot. That's another one that I beat recently.
Yeah, I did too. My God, I spammed the shit out of the save states. So
same here. Oh, dude, I spammed. I just kept using the default guy. I forget his name.
What's his name?
Scapone. Yep, Scapone. Yep.
Yeah, he's
basically I just spammed his Blanca rolling move thing that he has. Hold back and then press forward and B. Like I just kept spamming that and I beat it. But oh my God, I spent like, just to beat the game once, I spent like over 2 hours playing that game. I couldn't believe it.
I did 4.
Right. It's amazing, like how long that game is.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff to do. If you're out there and if you haven't played it, you can, as long as you have Nintendo Switch Online. Doesn't matter. You can download it, you can play it, you can enjoy it. There's a little bit of story there, but if you really want to know what it means and what they're saying, you don't understand Japanese, just check out Game FAQs or something. I'm sure you could find a good summary.
But it's just it's a 2D fighting game on the NES, right? That's really what it is, right? And it is kind of ingenious the way they created it by having these sprites that are all separate from each other, right? And by doing that, then you can kind of get more elaborate movements out of the characters because they're not connected, right? I thought that was kind of cool.
Well, Punch-Out is kind of the same thing, isn't it? Like, isn't that each guy's made up of like 4 different sprites or something like that?
So yeah, they are. The difference is, so in Punch-Out, there are 4 different sprites that are all connected, right?
Right.
This Enjoy Mecha Fight, there's nothing connecting them. And so because of that, your mind, you think, okay, well, the idea is that these robots are kind of held together by like an invisible force. Like you get, you'll have the body and then not an arm, but a hand, and then not a leg, but a foot.
Yeah.
Right. You can get some like really elaborate character animation without, murdering your artists.
Exactly.
Well, it's like Mii's, isn't it? Mii's are the same deal, right?
Yeah,
Knees
kind of.
don't have legs or arms.
Or
Yeah.
Rayman.
That's true.
if you
That's
will.
true. Yeah, that's true.
Or Dark Souls, same thing. No.
Well,
Sorry, I know I have. Sorry, I got prize it. Anyways, never mind.
Praise the
I have
sun.
the Dark Souls amiibo. Yep. Anyways,
It's the Dark Souls of animation. There you go.
there it is. Yep. So 3 new games. Boom.
Yeah, people are asking about the Famicom Online video series that me and Danny are doing. It will return. Do not worry. We will be playing these games probably sometime after April 16th.
Yeah.
Just pulling a random date out there, but
Every time you do one of those, you should do like James Bond, and at the very end, you could say the Famicom video series will return.
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
just like James Bond.
That's right. That's what they call me. No one calls me that.
You are British. There you go.
Right.
Same thing.
So, next one. Oh man, Lost Levels. Jesus Christ. Is the West getting Lost Levels as well?
Yeah.
And they actually just calling it Mario Brothers 2, or they didn't make a new.
They called Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels.
Yeah, I think because they made that
screen. There's no title screen, right?
No. So like, I didn't open up the game, but I mean, just they actually have like a fake box, and it's the same type of art that I think that they used in Super Mario All-Stars back in the day, because they had like a fake. It's the same size as Famicom Disk System thing, same exact like dimensions, but they had to alter things around a little bit, but basically the same.
But when you open the game, the actual game itself,
didn't open it up. Sorry,
they'll probably just say Mario Brothers 2, right? Because it's probably the Japanese ROM.
Who knows?
Right.
Well, somebody knows. It's not me right now.
Right. Okay. We'll find out later tonight.
Yep.
Okay, then. Next up, Ty. You're going to enter this, right? So you should read this.
Oh, yeah. Everyone, good luck in the Tetris 99 Cup this coming weekend. It's coming out Friday, April 12th, and it's running until Monday, April 15th. So doesn't this
actual cash prizes, right? Cash.
Yeah.
Isn't there like a special rule for the tournament or something? Like it's not standard Tetris 99? Or did I read somebody's tweet wrong?
No, like you get this time, like last time they did it, I don't know how they determine, like they said, okay, I guess you get, points for getting X amount of distance or whatever in the game, like you finished X amount of place or something. And if you get first place, you get like 100 points, and maybe it's just taking the top 999 players.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like a real pain in the ass, because think about how many people are going to have like so many points. But they had mentioned something about a lottery, so oh my god.
Well, last time it was just like the people that had the most first place finishes in that amount of time. Is that what it was?
I think so. Yeah, because it seems simpler, but still like hard.
And I think both last time and this time the reward is 999 gold points, right?
Yeah,
gold
10
points.
bucks, 1,000 yen.
10 bucks. Yeah.
Hope you got 10 bucks.
Yeah.
Man, that's a lot of effort to go through for 10 bucks, isn't it?
Well, it's going to be great. I look forward to Danny doing his live streaming over the weekend, where he's just constantly playing Tetris 99, so he can get that 10 bucks.
The whole time.
Now that he's gotten his first place.
Yeah.
He's just going to keep doing that. It's going to be
coming.
sweet.
It's coming.
The streak will not be broken, right, Danny?
Yeah, I sure didn't play today and get like 75th.
Right then. So next one. Does anyone like the Mega Drive / Genesis?
I like 3 games on it.
So the Japanese one is this is the Mega Drive Mini or Genesis Mini. So apparently, like the Japanese one has the 6-button controller, and the Western versions don't. They just have the stupid 3-button one, which makes no sense whatsoever. Why would you? That would be like re-releasing the first Xbox and putting in the Duke. It's like, why would you do that to yourself?
Some people might like that, but they might be crazy.
Right. Anyway, okay, no one's interested. Okay, next.
Yeah. So this actually seems something a little bit up. I was going to say Ty and Cyrus's alley. Cyrus obviously didn't care enough to join us today. Right? But Ty, would you mind talking about this little thing? Because I think you know a hell of a lot more about it than I do. That's for sure.
Yeah. Samurai Shodown Neo Geo collection is coming to the Switch.
Nice.
Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. SNK announcements. Blah, blah. Contains original 6 games, 1 through 5, and 5 special. First 5 games are already available on the Switch. Yeah, thanks to Answer. Blah, 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 blah. Hope you like ROMs.
Yeah. So,
But don't forget, the new Samurai Shodown is coming to Switch.
yeah.
Ooh.
It's
Right.
not coming out at the same time as PS4 and Xbox.
Is that Samurai Shodown 6?
What are they calling it?
It's something different. I remember I saw it today or yesterday.
It's like Samurai
Is that-
Spirits Legends or
okay.
something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, they must be hustling on development because they need to get it out by Evo because it's an Evo main event.
That's right.
God.
Yeah, but they got a whole bunch of really rad characters returning, including my favorite, Charlotte, and they've shown 3 new characters, and the game looks really cool and true to the Samurai Spirits legacy of intense footsies and huge damage. Holy shit!
Something else.
Yeah, so check that out.
So Mortal Kombat 11 is also coming out soon, right? Although,
Yeah, MK11.
but the creators are kind of a little bit shy about showing Switch footage. Like, there's a trailer which shows about 4 to 5 seconds of it running like on handheld mode.
They probably haven't even started.
But they are promising 60 frames a second on Switch.
Yeah, like journalists have played it. I think at like PAX, I think recently, and the journalists have talked about that they really liked it. But yeah, for some reason, like the PR people won't let them show any footage. There must be hiding something. Unfortunately,
They just want to show, you know, whatever the 4K versions, right? They don't want the crappy version being shown.
that makes sense. That
Those
makes
are
sense.
the ones they're putting out first, right? I mean, like the Switch version is in the fall or some shit.
I think it's day and date.
Yeah. Stay and date.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good luck to them.
Unless they said something in the past couple of days. I mean, yeah, it's day and date, man. So,
Wow, that's incredible. But
Right.
yeah, obviously in trailer, you always want to show like the best version, right?
right. Like,
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense, James. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. And actually, and I mean, I probably wouldn't play it online much anyway. So I think I'd kind of want to get the Switch version just so that I have the option to play it anywhere I want. You know?
yeah.
Oh,
And-
man, when they got the actor from the first Mortal Kombat movie to come back to play Shang Tsung,
Yeah,
that was exciting when I saw that.
sweet.
Oh, that was amazing.
Man, those guys are so amazing, man. Ed Boon's a badass.
Still, my favorite ever GIF is like somebody like you know, the Shang Tsung part. I think it's from the first film where he kind of like he morphs from like a regular guy back into Shang Tsung, but somebody like done Donald Trump. So like Donald Trump he talks to a podium and then he walks off stage and turns into Shang Tsung.
I saw that.
There was somebody saying, "I knew it! I knew it!"
That's awesome. I haven't seen that. It's amazing.
It's a great GIF.
Your soul is mine,
Yeah, is he gonna say that? He has to say that in the game.
right?
Oh,
Right.
dude.
Your soul is mine.
I was watching some videos for that yesterday and getting really psyched about it. And they have this amazing Johnny Cage fatality where he goes to do the uppercut, you know, the one where he knocks the head off of somebody.
Right.
And he does it, and he like only like takes the guy's jaw off. So then he turns to the camera and he's like, "Oh man, I can't believe this." And then they like do like a cut, and then like, you know, like with like a, what do you call it, like one of those boards that they have when
Right, yeah, clapperboard.
yeah, one of those things. Yeah, one of those things. He does it like 4 different times where he keeps screwing it up, and it was hysterical, dude. Like,
Is the guy like standing there half dead while he's doing retakes?
oh yeah,
I think he's like propped up by the end.
yeah, no, exactly.
It was great though.
Nice.
I saw it too.
He's got one move where somebody he calls in a stunt double, and the stunt double holds the guy while he beats him up. It's awesome, dude. It's so cool.
Those were $400 sunglasses, asshole.
Ah, dude.
Yeah, isn't there like a match intro where he fights Goro and he says something like, "Don't you owe me a new pair of sunglasses?"
Nice.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool.
All I could think about was how big Goro's testicles are after watching that movie. Because he punches them in the balls, right, in that movie.
Oh yeah.
All you can think of is like, what do they look like? And do they have 2 or 4?
Well, on that note, let's go ahead and move on to the next segment because it's actually related to that.
Goro's balls.
Yes.
All right then. Oh yeah, yeah. It's a special section.
I mean, if you think about it, like the beginning, balls.
That's right.
You know?
Okay, I'll take over from here, Danny.
Yep.
So I'm calling this section "Walking It Back" to episode 1 because we've got Matt Walker here.
There you go.
So actually, Matt, the best I could find, the last episode you were on was episode 47, and this is episode 147. So that's amazing.
Nice. So it's been 100 episodes.
Right. But we're going to go back to episode 1, which is in 2011, 8 years ago.
Man,
we had
amazing.
8-year anniversary episode, a couple of episodes back. So I've got a little quiz here. So Danny and Matt were obviously on the show with me back in 2011 when it started. Ty was a forum contributor because I went back and I checked that article, and Ty was in the comments, like under, was it Super? You went Super, right?
Cool.
Going back to the 90s.
Yeah. So I don't know if you were in Japan at that time, but like, yeah, you're asking us some questions, and that was pretty cool. So yeah, you can chip in as well, Ty, if you can remember any of this stuff. But this is mainly for Matt and Danny.
All right.
So here we go. Question 1 for I'll go with Matt first. So Matt, do you remember? This is from episode 1, right? Your 3DS launch games.
Oh yeah.
And you talked about in episode 1.
Yeah, dude. I got Street Fighter 4 and Pilotwings.
Ah, okay. Well, you didn't mention Pilotwings, but I'll give you Street Fighter 4.
Matt, I'd say, hey, Pilotwings didn't come out here until after the earthquake.
So maybe that's what it was. Maybe I got pushed back. Okay, so I got Street Fighter 4.
Sorry, I didn't mean to pull the glasses nerd. How dare you? You're wrong.
That's good, but I played the crap out of Street Fighter 4 on 3DS, man. Again, like I don't play online because I would just get my ass kicked. But I just had so much fun just playing single player, and being amazed that you could play Street Fighter 4, on a portable system in 3D.
Matt, wouldn't it be great if we could play Street Fighter 4 on a current Nintendo system?
That'd be crazy, man.
Which could much more easily handle it.
That'd be crazy. Well, yeah.
Send the facts. That's all I'm going to say. Send the facts. You know what to do. You know the fax numbers for those guys.
There's a couple Street Fighter games on the Switch.
Yeah.
It's what do you call it? Anniversary collection. It's really cool.
Nice.
and that weird Ultra Street Fighter 2.
Ultra Street Fighter 2 is published by Nintendo.
That's right.
Yeah. With what was it, Violent Ken and Psycho Dew, something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
So Danny, do you remember your launch games?
Yes.
You talked about in episode 1.
Yeah. Oh, that I talked about? Okay, my launch games were Street Fighter 4, Nintendogs plus Cats,
right?
And Layton and became the Miracle Mask.
Oh man, Layton came out day 1. I did not know that.
Okay. Yeah, it was my first Layton ever. Oh my god, and cool. That was really tough.
Yeah.
Playing in Japanese too. Yeah, holy crap.
Yeah, because we were talking a lot about the games that we played at the Nintendo World Show event thing in Tokyo. Was that in what was it?
Yeah, it was in Messe. Yeah, you guys went to that.
I went. Yeah, this is before I had met James. I don't think I was even. Yeah,
because episode 1 is when I actually talked to Danny for the first time. I think maybe me and Matt had talked before, but maybe at TGS, but I'd never met Danny before.
Yep.
Right then. So
I'm assuming that you don't have games because if I remember correctly, you didn't get a 3DS day 1.
That's right. Bonus points for Matt. That's right.
You didn't have money, I don't think.
That's right. We talked about our launch stories, and my launch story was not getting one. Matt, do you remember your launch story?
Oh man, I remember whether it was my launch story or not. I remember that my wife was kind enough to go wait outside of Big Camera for me.
Right. Yes. Yep. You did talk about that.
She went early in the morning, and she had to line up, and I can't remember what floor it was, but the games on in Big Camera and Ikebukuro were up on whatever floor, 4th, 5th floor, whatever they were, and so the floor went down the stairs.
Wow.
Outside.
Yeah.
But we had pre-ordered it, so it was just a matter of her picking it up, if I remember correctly.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, you talked about that. And Danny, your story was pretty much boring, right? Just getting a ticket and getting it.
Well, hey, I had got the very last ticket at the Toys R Us, and it was like 5. It was like I think 5 till about 5 in the morning or something, and they somehow ran out of tickets before they were even supposed to be giving them out. You know, that was horse shit.
Nice.
But,
Right then, another thing we talked about in the episode was a recent update to the 3DS. Well, recent at that time. There was a brand new update to the 3DS that introduced a new app. Do you remember what that app was?
I think I do.
And it's something related to what we just talked about.
This was how soon after?
So it was March 11th was the podcast episode, but I think it had released a couple of weeks before, right? The 3DS was out for 2 weeks at that point, I think.
So the app had only come out a couple days after the 3DS came out. It wasn't Street Pass Plaza, was it?
No,
that was my guess.
Because Street Pass Plaza was already on it.
Right.
Face Raiders, because that was already on there.
Was it the 3D video app?
Hey, I got it. That's right. And
dude, because didn't they have?
Well, Matt, for Danny, bonus point. What was the first video on that?
Yeah, that was it was a concert from that January event. Like they had Mario, they were playing like a jazzy Mario and stuff. Yeah, and you could see it all in 3D. That was really cool.
And if you look carefully, you could see me and Danny in the audience, probably.
Maybe.
Maybe. Probably not.
Yeah.
Cool. We're doing well so far. Okay. I guess this one's for Matt next. So Matt, you mentioned about you were watching an episode of Game Center CX that week. And you mentioned that this game that Areno was playing took him hours and hours to play, and you were just kind of annoyed how long it was taking him to play. And he thought, "Fuck it, I'm going to buy this game, and I'm going to do way better than him." But then you ended up taking the equal amount of time to do it.
Was that?
You remember what game that was?
Was it an NES game?
No.
It wasn't any, or a Famicom game. Was it a Famicom game?
It was a Super Famicom game.
Super Famicom. I was gonna say there's this really obscure Japanese themed Japanese Famicom game that I watched on Game Center CX and did that.
No, this is not obscure. This is everyone knows it.
A Super Nintendo game where I saw.
So you bought it on the Virtual Console after watching Areno play it and be bad at it.
It wasn't Mega Man X, was it?
Nope. Danny, I'm going to pass it to Danny. Danny, do you remember?
Let's just say Super Mario World.
No, the answer was Pilotwings.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, dude. Oh my god.
Matt was embarrassed about himself how he couldn't actually play it any better than Arena.
That's right. That's so much fun though. Pilotwings was so much fun, man. Holy crap.
That's right. I think we then got talking about Pilotwings Resort and how that might be, because it wasn't out yet at that point.
Yeah.
Right on.
I like Pilotwings Resort a lot, actually. That was great.
I like it too.
Cool. Okay, next question. So there was a Nintendo DS Peripheral released April 21st. We talked about it in news. It wasn't out at that point, right? And Matt was interested because there was a recent iOS update, iOS 4. Matt was excited about the iOS 4 update coming up that would allow him to possibly buy this peripheral and use it. So this is a Nintendo peripheral, which could be used on maybe your iPad or iPhone. I can't remember.
I think I know exactly what.
Do you remember what the peripheral was and the game was?
Yes.
You take it, Danny.
Okay, dude. Okay, it was a keyboard, like a Bluetooth keyboard.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
And it was for Pokemon. Oh my god! Was it some kind of a Pokemon typing trainer on the DS or something weird?
That's right. The full title was Battle and Geto Pokemon Typing DS. And it came with a little tiny Bluetooth keyboard, and Matt was thinking about maybe getting it just so he could use it with his iPad or something.
Man, now I want to get it and just put it somewhere in this room.
Nice. Right. Part of your collection.
And that was before Bluetooth keyboards actually worked with iPads. So that was a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then. So next one, Virtual Console. So we talked about 3 brand new Virtual Console games that were released that week, back when the Virtual Console was a thing. So I'll give you some hints because this is obviously incredibly difficult to remember these things. So I'll give you some hints. So the first one, Matt said he wouldn't get this game because he'd already played it on GBA.
Virtual console. Wii. Wait, was this? This was
Virtual
3DS?
console on the Wii.
It'd be Wii. Yeah.
On Wii, yeah. It's coming out on the Wii, but Matt was thinking he's not going to get it because he's already played it on GBA.
Final Fantasy 3.
Yes, that's right. Well, it would have been 6, but yeah, 3. Cool, we got one. Next one was, Ty might be able to get this one as well. So this was a virtual console release that actually had online play added for the first time ever.
I remember that.
Which was like a mind-blowing thing at the time for Nintendo.
I know the genre, and I kind of know it, but I don't, because it's just like there's so many of these games. And
I don't remember, but I think it might be Street Fighter 2, Hyper Fighting.
I think that was made online, one of them, but it wasn't that one.
Okay.
Good try.
that was going to be like my guess too.
What system was it on? What system was it on?
Okay,
The original?
Genesis.
I don't know what the original. Yeah, maybe it was a Genesis or Super Famicom, but it was they added online to it.
They added online to it.
The,
And it wasn't a Street Fighter game.
Was it
that week
Puyo
it was
Puyo?
Street Fighter. Yeah. Sorry, what? Ty?
Was it Puyo Puyo?
Yes.
Oh
Ah.
my god!
Nice time. Good job, dude. Good
That was
job.
the first online virtual console game. I think Street Fighter came a little bit later.
Wow. Yeah,
That's interesting.
that's wild. I don't remember that.
There you go. And the
I was
last,
going to say Kirby's Avalanche, but that version never came out in Japan. That was
Is that-
America
is
exclusive.
that
At
Super
least-
Nintendo?
Yeah, Super Nintendo,
Cool.
and it's great.
And the last virtual console game released that week was a kind of obscure adventure game that only I'd played. You two never played it before, but it was kind of like a rescue simulation adventure game.
James
Which-
Pond on the Super Nintendo.
I have played that game and I regret every moment, but no, it's not that. It's man, I don't know what to say without giving you a massive hint. But like, it's kind of an unusual genre. It's a genre that's now dead. These games don't exist anymore. But it was a Super Famicom game.
I feel like whatever it was, yeah, I definitely never played it. And I remember I remember you saying you played it.
I have a guess.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Time.
Is it SOS Sink or Swim?
Ooh, almost. It was Japanese title was Firefighting.
Okay.
Oh,
The English/American title was The Ignition Factor.
All right.
Interesting. Huh.
Yeah, so those were the 3 games released that week. Okay, last question. We had a special segment in episode 1 where we talked about Japan exclusive games. Yeah, games that were not available in English, hadn't been localized at that time. So Matt, do you remember you talked about 2 Wii games that had never been released outside of Japan? Do you remember any of them?
Was one of them Disaster Day of Crisis?
Boom. You got it. What was the other one?
Was the other one Captain Rainbow?
It was indeed. 2 for 2.
Wow.
Danny, you also talked about one game. You talked about one Wii, at that time, Japanese exclusive.
The Last Story.
That's right. Bada boom, bada bing.
Dude, nice.
So, Matt, I remember you saying you didn't really like Disaster Day of Crisis.
Disaster Day of Crisis was bad, man. It was a bad game. It was not enjoyable. It was very it was very linear. It was very just like, boring.
They love it on RFN. They're always talking about it.
I don't know if they love it, but they always talk about it.
Right. I think
Captain Rainbow,
it's ironic. Yeah.
Captain Rainbow at least had character.
Yeah, and it looked the visuals are pretty good
Right,
too.
right.
I picked it up for really cheap too. Haven't played much of it, but I just played a little bit.
I could see a re-release on Switch, like a download-only kind of thing, right?
Yeah, potentially.
Could easily do that. Cool. Danny, do you have any thoughts about Last Story? Was it good? You still like it?
Yeah, I thought it was cool. It's like basically where Final Fantasy games probably should have went, but they didn't because Square. But hey, whatever. they're going back to the old well and just releasing the old games now. I think they're giving fans what they want.
I bought that one, and I think I never played it at all. I booted it up a little bit. That was it.
Oh, really?
That's part of the pile of shame. my Wii pile of shame is pretty bad.
My pile of shame, just in general, video games, life. Well, let's not get too dark here, but
all right then. Well, if I'd been keeping score, which I wasn't, I'm just going to say Matt won.
Well, also most of the questions were directed at me, and they were about me. So,
Danny.
Jesus. I mean, you do realize that for a lot of that stuff, I wasn't answering based on my memory of the episode, just my memory of like, like for instance, what are the two most obscure Japanese games that I played in my life? Well, Disaster Day of Crisis, and
So haven't got any better since then.
Exactly.
Yeah, there aren't many good Japanese exclusive games, are there now these days? You can just get everything now. Pretty much everything's localized.
Right. Usually, the ones that don't come over are probably because they're not all that good, right?
Probably.
Unless you're talking about F-Zero X expansion kit on the 64 disc drive. Boom.
Nice.
That's a good one.
Right then. So should we wrap up the episode, Danny?
Yeah. Let's do a little bit of feedback and then we'll wrap it up.
All right.
So if you want to send us any kind of feedback, you can do that. You can email us at thefamicast@gmail.com. You can hit us up on Twitter at thefamicast. You can hit us up on Facebook at Famicast. Right here, YouTube. I think you get the picture. So every single time I log onto YouTube, the YouTube channel, I see questions of things that are clearly answered in the videos. People would watch. Usually these are related.
Long-running feature.
Yeah, these are usually related to Assassin's Creed Odyssey Cloud version. Do I have to pay for this game? Yes. How long do I have it for? 2 years. So lots of that. Some people were asking about the Famicom Switch controllers. Like, hey, can I get these outside of Japan? It's like, if you really want to pay an eBay scalper, yes, you can. So I'm sorry. Good luck.
Hey, Danny, I'm wondering if you know then, can I get the NES controllers from the States? Since I live in Japan, can I get those?
You know what? You're asking the wrong podcast. Sorry, buddy.
Oh, sorry. That's right. You guys are about Japan. That's right.
Yeah. Get him out of here.
Well, probably the answer's the same, isn't it? eBay scalpers.
Yeah,
probably.
Yahoo auction scalpers. Boom.
Yahoo.
I would like to get those. Those would be nice, but I'm also not going to pay for Nintendo Online for my North American account. So
no. For 2 controllers that are like, 3 times the price of the service. I mean,
exactly. Tempted, but no.
You're right. But aside from that, we did get a couple of other comments on some of our video content here on YouTube. We got a nice one from Lemonade about my RANDnet disc overview. And I swear to God, I wasn't just picking these out based on things that I've done.
You pick whichever ones you want, man. You're the one reading them.
There it is. Well, Lemonade said, hey, I always like hearing about your 64
Danny so cool.
What's that?
Why is Danny Biven so cool?
Right. I ask myself that question every day. No, but Lemonade, I always like hearing about your 64 DD collection, Danny. It's the weird and obscure stuff that really interests me. So thank you for that. Also, too, we had a comment on the Turok review from Mr. Wee. Okay.
Nice.
Great name. But he said, hey, great job on the review. I got this game a couple weeks ago, too. Very fun. And it just wouldn't be an episode of the Famicast without Russ Greeno commenting on something. And so, again, on the Turok review, he said, it's odd. I don't recall ever finishing Turok, but I do believe I didn't get stuck either. So I'm guessing it got a bit boring, and I had other games to play. Turok 2, though, I'm sure I finished that. So,
Nice.
Yep. And then on the last episode, good old Chariot Goblin on the episode 146 comments, he said, it was talking about Cuphead. He says, I wish Cuphead had some sort of casual mode similar to Yoshi's mellow mode or Donkey Kong Country's funky mode. The unique art style alone sells the game more than the hard difficulty. What other games look like a 1930s cartoon? And I think that's kind of an interesting point to bring it up. And I know, Ty, you probably have a lot of strong feelings about these kind of
Oh, yeah. One, get good. Dude, check out Skullgirls. There's a character whose entire shtick is looking and acting like a 1930s cartoon.
Oh, cool.
Which is also my favorite character.
Who is that?
It's Peacock.
All right.
And she has like a ton of like Looney Tunes garbage that she throws at you to zone you out, control the screen. It's great.
Huh.
And she says,
Matt,
"Why
you
is
tempted
it bad
to
at
play
video games?"
Matt, you tempted to get Cuphead, yeah?
Oh yeah, definitely want to play Cuphead. Yeah, I'll probably pick that one up, or if I don't pick it up right away, which I hope to, I definitely will pick it up eventually because yeah, that's definitely one that I've always wanted to play, and it looks freaking awesome.
It's
Ty,
cool and good.
Ty, you do realize that Cuphead is going to be one of those games where it's like in Japan, it's like the highest selling on Nintendo systems. Like no one bought it on Xbox in Japan. It's like 99% of the sales are on Nintendo.
Right?
It'll be known as a Nintendo game in Japan.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
Like Minecraft.
Like Minecraft. Noted Nintendo games, so
That's
Minecraft
right.
and Cuphead.
That's right.
And Sonic the fucking Hedgehog.
Right.
True.
Well, one last comment here on YouTube. Booster Gaming on some direct feed video we had up for Turok. He said, "Hey, dual stick Turok is the way it's supposed to be done." And I agree, because that C stick controls, that's really weird to go back to. I'll tell you what, it's
That's right.
not good.
Dual stick is kind of cheating in a way.
Almost seems like it, but then you have to, in Turok 1, you got to find all those stupid keys, and then you just give up anyway. So it kind of balances itself out, I guess.
Oh man, like
All right.
yeah, I remember playing it on 64 when it came out. I might have even reviewed it, maybe.
Huh.
For the website that is our great grandfather, more or less.
Right.
In 64HQ. Actually, I don't think I reviewed that one, but I definitely played it.
Okay.
Maybe I did. I don't know. And I just, it felt like, wow, somebody likes Quake. This is like trying to put WASD and a mouse on the 64.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Good luck to him.
Yeah. And it was kind of crazy to compare it to GoldenEye, which I think came out later the same year.
Yep. 6 months later. Yeah.
Yeah, and the controls for that were completely different.
Yep.
And you could tell, like, oh, they actually built this around the 64 controller. And Turok's like, this is a PC shooter.
Well, the weird thing with Turok is that they made you move with the C stick, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No.
Sorry, the C buttons, and then look around with the stick.
Yep.
Yeah, just like a keyboard and a mouse.
Yeah, they got it the wrong way around. GoldenEye flipped it.
Yeah, that's right. And for some reason, I had no problem with either of them. I thought they were both great.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine that if anybody were to sit down with that original Turok on the 64, all the Turok games, because they all have identical control schemes, right?
Right.
But I mean, yeah, if I could see, if you got really good at it, how really precise that you can be with that, especially even compared to GoldenEye, because you could run and gun and like look all over the place. That's great. GoldenEye, I mean, yeah, there are some things where you can, like, kind of shoot up and down, but most of the time they're pretty generous with like kind of like an auto lock on type of a thing, though, right?
GoldenEye literally has Turok control options.
Yeah,
GoldenEye has some wild control options. You can play dual stick.
Yeah,
with one controller in each hand.
Yeah,
that's right.
Holy crap!
If you did that, you were badass as hell.
I had a friend who completed the whole game in that way. He swore by it. He wouldn't play it with one controller.
That's awesome.
I think you say he wouldn't play it in front of us, but he told us that he did.
He would even,
like your arms would get tired, right? Like holding up a controller in each hand.
It was like the Wii pointer, right? You kind of learned to kind of rest it on your
right.
knee kind of thing.
Good point.
Yeah. All right, then.
Plus, the rumble packs in, that shit got heavy.
Right.
GoldenEye didn't support those, I don't think so.
Yeah, it did.
It did.
And it actually supported dual rumble packs. You could actually feel it on each hand.
Holy shit, you're right.
Yeah.
Turok,
crap, that's awesome.
Yeah, those are heavy, man.
Heavy. Should we move on to some Twitter comments?
Yeah, go ahead, James.
So got one from Adam Conforti. He's well, I just tweeted out a picture of the Steam World Quest icon, saying, coming soon. The review's coming soon. He says, can't wait. Yeah, look forward to that. And another one from Russ Greeno. We talked about Gems of War, which is like a free-to-play game on Switch. Like maybe it's already been on the Xbox.
Yeah.
He says he quite likes Gems of War. It's free to play, and he never felt the need to put any money into it. He has it on Xbone, so the achievements play a part on the fun. Sounds like one of Ty's friends, and it's better than
under a pseudonym.
That's right, and it's better than the standard match puzzle game. That's for sure. So yeah. Well, if you don't care about achievements, is it still worth playing? He says yes. Ty, you say?
I don't know. I haven't really played it.
Oh, okay, right.
Well, I am familiar with it from. I think maybe I played it till the first achievement, like a lot of games, just to have it up on my scoreboard.
So that's the end of the episode. So Matt, thanks for joining us, by the way.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. This is fun.
What have you been up to the past 8 years? Anything interesting?
Well, you know, I beat Joy Mecha Fight, so that's an accomplishment for me.
Cool, right?
Yeah, well, sometimes I'll just skim like some news articles about some Capcom games, and there'll be some comments from Matt, and I'm like, hey, I know that guy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was reading Polygon did a fun interview with us a couple weeks ago, and I was reading that, and it occurred to me that I really need to learn how to speak when I'm speaking in an interview, because I think they literally transcribed what I said.
Oh,
and I say like constantly.
We
just reading like this text where they have this serious interview with us, and of course I'm talking for everybody. I'm talking for myself. I'm talking for Itsuno-san. I'm talking for everybody, and
you're even asking yourself the questions.
Just reading my responses. I'm like, oh my god, I sound like such a moron, because it's just I can't read this, because it's so painful to see all the likes, and it's like, oh my god, I can't make sense of what I'm reading here. I'm sorry to anybody that has to read any interviews with me ever, because
speaking Japanese,
oh my god,
right?
So,
you're probably used to speaking a lot of Japanese at work, so you probably say I know a lot. So in your mind, you're just kind of replacing I know with like, right?
I mean, I speak in both languages. I think we're just finding that I'm a horrible public speaker.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, it was cool to see was it the Xbox stage at E3? That was amazing.
Xbox stage at E3, that was amazing.
Dude, I had that on the TV, and I didn't really think my wife was even home, and I just spit out my beer, and I'm like, or whatever. That's Matt Walker. Holy crap!
7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
dude, I was so psyched. Man.
That's right. That's amazing. So, are you working on anything new at the moment? Are you still kind of wrapping up with the Devil May Cry stuff?
I'm still wrapping up DMC5. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wrapping up the Switch version soon. Yeah, I guess.
That'd be sweet, man. That'd be sweet. I'd love to see it on. I'd love to see, but you know me, I'm like, I want to see everything on Switch, man. Like, if I had it my way,
What did Capcom said recently? We have to buy Dragon's Dogma to have Devil May Cry. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I saw that headline. I feel like that might have been some kind of like mistranslation or something,
context or something.
But yeah, I mean, just. Then I think the next Switch game from Capcom is Dragon's Dogma, right? Which I'm looking forward to. Like, I've actually never played Dragon's Dogma, so I'm totally gonna get that on Switch. I totally want to play that.
I guess Devil May Cry is one of the few series that's never been on Nintendo platform, right?
Yeah, it's never been.
I mean, Switch is kind of like rectifying all the mistakes of the past, right? Like Final Fantasy VII is now on Switch, all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
But there are still a few series that are still never been on Nintendo system. I guess that's one of them.
Just so you know, my computer's at 7% battery, so if
right,
that's why.
Good time to stop.
All right. Well, before we go, we'll go ahead and give out our Twitter handle so you can know where to find us. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can. You can follow me at DannyBiv, DANNYBIV. James, where can we find you?
Family Complicated.
And Ty?
Super Cat Drugs.
There it is. And Matt, where can we find you?
Ty and James have the best Twitter handles.
Definitely. Mine's just pretty vanilla.
I do remember when we were talking about doing the Famicast. and James, like before even like having the idea for what the episode was going to be, James had the idea like we're going to call it Famicast, and I was like, that is the perfect name for a podcast about Nintendo stuff. That is so good.
There you go. You're welcome.
But, yeah, I'm Gypsy Otoko.
Cool. Alrighty. Well, Matt, again, thank you for coming on, man. Know you're a busy dude. Of course, thanks to these two jokers for joining me as well.
Oh, we didn't even talk about Joker. Shit.
Yeah, it's fine.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. All right. We'll catch you guys next time. See you later.
Lates.
Peace.